Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Just Enough Heshy show. And by the way, Tom, I have a different kind of music like that jazz. I'm thinking of changing, but I really like this music.
I think you should keep it. I really am into it. You've had it for a while.
Yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I'm the one who got it, and I set it up, even though they complain about it every week. Hello, everybody from YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. And I don't know if our regular radio listeners joined 9 or 9:05. But whenever you join, we're gonna say hello to you in 5 minutes. Today we have a wonderful guest, a hypnosis guy. We're gonna introduce him, Kevin Stone.
Yes.
And maybe we can ask him a favor to hypnotize all the Democrats to finally be not to vote for us, just to be normal. You know what I mean? Just wow, what a week! They're just acting crazy. I mean, this whole place has gone really.
It might get worse, Heshy. At this point, I would say don't put it past anybody at this point. The way things are going with the city, the state, the
How
country.
come you're shorter than me?
I don't know. It's the
Why
chair.
don't you raise up the chair?
I don't know. Well,
You like it that way?
You let me know as we go.
I like you taller than me.
I might be taller than you.
I don't know,
Maybe the
everybody.
chair is.
Tom is really not that short. He's just sitting
I
low
think we're
down.
actually about the same height, but
And we bought new chairs. I bought him a brand new chair, and he's not using it properly. Anyways, guys, you know, I complained to you. I talked to you. By the way, Tom, tomorrow I'm going to be on an expo. Do you know about that? I'm going to be at an expo, a real estate expo in Suffern, New York. I can't read the address if you can read it for me. It's going to be, what is it?
I see here the doors open 11:30 a.m. to 12:15 p.m.
Yeah.
It's sponsored by the Orthodox Jewish Chamber of Commerce. Its event sponsor is Affinity Land Solutions, IDT Tech Solutions, making IT simple. A solution-based expo here, cutting the red tape. For the real estate expo, I do not see an address here of any sort on here, but I do see that an individual that looks like a Heshy Tischler is supposed to be on this last panel, and it looks like
I am on the last panel.
There's several panels, 4:30 p.m.
4:30 p.m. I'll be on the panel, and I'm going to be answering questions with lawyers, and there'll be hundreds of people there, and you'll hear me live talking and explaining to you serious stuff that the Pecan didn't take serious. And over here, I'm going to be on the panel, and you can ask any question and get real answers and real results. And that's what I'm here for. Anyways, my dear friends, we're going to talk about, I don't know how to fix things. I know how to fix my things. I know when people come to me with problems. I know when people come to me, you know, I was working with a wonderful lawyer now from Long Island who's helping me with that kidnapped child.
Oh, yes. We spoke about that last week. Correct.
And now we're getting there. We filed a stay. We filed a paperwork. We got the case transferred to Brooklyn. I do things slowly. So I'm fighting as much as I can. And it's not only that. I have a wonderful restaurant that we're going to talk about called the Biz Guy. Go there in Queens. I told you people not to let people into your places with fake badge. The inspector talked his way in, and the guy has, you know, like a front, one of these. You
called that? Has she going back to 3.5 years
And now they gave him a vacate. So I got on the phone with the inspector. Inspector, why are you vacating him? Well, your structure is blocking the door. I said, it's not blocking. It's 10 foot away. He said, yeah, but when we come out, we have to turn. I said, that's stupid. I said, we'll take it down. No, I have no time to wait. And you know what I told the inspector, if you shut this guy down who makes a lot of money, has to pay his bill, you guys will shut him down in a minute, but to reopen him takes 30 days. I told him to throw the inspector out. I said he's an idiot. And that's what we did. We threw him out, and he still gave us a vacate. We're not going to follow. And that's what I want to tell you. I'm not asking you to break laws. What I'm telling you to do is maybe it's time for a revolution. Anyways, no matter what, it's 9:05, and we're going to welcome all our listeners. And where?
620 WSNR, my personal favorite, 93.5 FM WVIP, and of course, can never forget about 1640 WJPR. So hello out there to everybody, and I also want to say hello to a couple of people I want to give a shout out to specifically. My friend Josh Bailey, truck driver out there listening to us here. Very excited for today's show.
Josh, drive safe, baby.
Josh
Good.
Bailey, and also Mr. Anthony Finkel, not too far from here in the friendly confines of Ditmas Park, Brooklyn, is tuned in.
Oh,
Big
wow,
fan of
my
yours.
neighbor.
Yep.
And don't forget the shout-outs to my Sergeant Peter, who
Yes.
I love very much,
Love Sergeant
and my granddaughter, Mira Nava.
Favorite part of the show when you say Mira Nava.
And Layla, Tamar, and Yeshua. By the way, my children dumped all three of them on me on Sunday. I was supposed to spend some time with Linda, and we got all three in the parks, and the little girls are just crazy. I mean, they're wild. They know how to fly, and they actually made me run through the sprinkler sprinklers with my suit and tie.
It sounds like you had your own Mission Impossible.
I know. I ran through the sprinklers. I came out soaking wet, and it
But it was hot on Sunday. That was a good day for it.
doesn't
though.
make a difference. Now $24 it costs me to take my suit to the cleaners.
And by the way, I want to say hello to one of our people on YouTube, Yehuda Silber, all the way from Cleveland, Ohio.
No way.
Yes, Cleveland,
good,
Ohio. He is
good.
here, so I said hello to him. So I want to make sure we hello him.
We're going to talk about so many things, but I want to talk to you, and I told you about this, that this vacate order will take 30 days to lift. Your government is against you. It's not just your Brooklyn government and your state government. It's crazy. And they're taking away our freedoms and our liberties. They're putting us in a way that we have nothing we can do to fight back. And when we do fight back, they find a way to prosecute us. And when we find a way to beat the prosecution, they find a technicality like in Trump. And that even if he wins all the other cases and becomes president, he can't pardon himself. A sitting president will have to be a house arrest in the White House. I don't know. Anyways, here's my quote. It's a very quote. It's about the freedom that we have. And I'm going to fight for the freedom. And I'm thinking away. I know because if I talk too much, they arrest you. You know that. As you can see, Trump spoke and they arrest you. So I have to be very careful with my words. And here it is. Is freedom anything else than the right to live as we wish, say what we please, and to live as we wish? Nothing else. And the answer is, it seems not. It seems not. I don't know, Tom. I don't know what to tell you. They're taking my freedoms. They took Trump freedoms. I was at a wedding tonight. On the way here, I stop off at weddings every night. Tomorrow I have another wedding. My brother's making a wedding. I have Sunday 2 weddings. And people are coming over to me, and they're telling me they're depressed. I said, why are you depressed? You're at a wedding. We're depressed. We can't believe what they're doing to Trump. He's been so good. He's been good not just to his community and the people in America. He's actually been good to the country. But it's Trump's fault. They had him so busy with that stupid Russiagate that he didn't have time to wipe them out. I don't even know how these idiots in Georgia got him arrested, but I'm going to give you the quote right now because I want to get our guest on the show. He's a very cool
apparently he's on the video link, and he's messaged me, so if our producer can kind of set it up where we could see him on the video.
Right, come on.
I don't see him on the video. So.
Right. I have no idea what he just said. Anyways, here's my joke of the day. And
okay, so obviously, go ahead, Heshy.
Okay, here's my joke, a quick joke. And I want to tell you, as you know, me and Linda, we clean our house, we fix our house. We had so many children. We clean, we cook, we run around. And one of our cousins, one of Linda's fancy rich cousins, comes into the house one day. We're sitting around. And me and Linda, we were complaining about how the washing machine broke and how all these appliances, we have to change every couple of years. And this fancy lady with all the jewelry gets up, oh, you don't know, the old appliances are the best appliances from the olden days. And she says, I still have the iron that I bought when I got married 50 years ago with the box. And her husband answers, of course you do. You never took it out. She doesn't do anything. She's lazy.
But bump. Drum roll, please.
Oh, God, stop. Come on. I had to explain you that joke. That was like the easiest.
No, you know what it is? I think we're distracted right now because our guest, who's the Hollywood hypnosis, Kevin Stone, is supposed to be showing up on the video link right now.
Right.
He's not showing up on the
link.
Why? I don't know that answer. He's texting me when
But can we talk to him at least?
We're going to wait for the producer to figure that out here. Give us about maybe 60 seconds. If the producer wants to even put him through the phone, just put him through the phone.
Okay,
here.
I really want to talk to this guy. But anyways, guys, so we're gonna get to his name is Kevin Stone, and I'm gonna read you his bio because he's got
an interesting story.
Right, listen to this guy. I mean, Kevin Stone is a celebrity hypnotist.
Yes.
He's a master hypnotist and a board-certified, what's it called, a hypnotherapist.
Yes.
He's recognized as the #1 global expert authority on hypnosis. Kevin's hypnosis techniques are sought after by world and business leaders. I want to talk to him after the show. Top athletes, celebrities. He helps hundreds of people.
He's been on the Tyra Banks show, MTV Teen Mom,
Wow.
Celebrity Fit Club. Extra. This guy, I'm telling you, if we can get him on here any second now, he's going to certainly share some experience.
Now, do you really I'm going to ask you a question before he gets on the show. Do you believe hypnosis works? When I was about 28, 29, Linda forced me to quit smoking. And that was when I first got married. So I went to a guy, went to quit smoking. And while I was there, he gave me hypnosis, and he did the whole thing with the watch and talking to me and repeating to me. And at the end, he says, what do you want? I said, I just want to quit smoking. He says, what else? I said, I'd like to lose weight. And he puts that in there. I promise you, I did quit smoking because I tried to quit smoking, but it only lasted for about 6 or 7 months. But that was because I tried it. I don't believe it was from the hypnosis, but I didn't stop eating because I kept gaining weight.
Well, to answer your question, I do believe in some form of it because you have to, in order if you want to get away from something that's a bad habit, like let's say eating bad things or let's say smoking cigarettes, whatever it is, right? You have to put your mind to something else to divert from that. So in a way, what Kevin's going to talk about is maybe some of those things that he has helped people with. I mean, he's done more than just, Hollywood.
Well,
I think it's going to be fun talking about the Hollywood experience.
I hear that the hypnosis is you have to want it to work. If you don't want it to work, then it's not going to work anyways. But I watch television shows where, with the hypnotist just blows them away and breaks the... By the way, I forgot to shout out to my buddy, Ellie. Ellie,
Yes.
you're coming to me soon and you're doing well. So I'm waiting for you, Ellie, and we're going to take good care of you. I have a question for you. Maybe we're going to talk to our friend about the hypnosis about Maui. Is it possible that everybody there is either drugged up or hypnotized? That this fire, people are actually coming on with conspiracy theories that the government actually did this fire. Come on. Never had a fire, a whole village, a whole island burns.
And this is supposed to be a place that's one of the richest in the
Right,
country.
and forget about that. We have the whole world that could come with water and fire and planes, and we didn't do it? And 90 people died. It doesn't make sense.
I think it's more than that now, by the way.
Okay, more than that. But again, how does an island burn? A place that's never had this problem before. They're saying it's weather controlled, or they want
The
you
governor
to do
came
it.
out and said it's climate change now.
Climate change. It's a game, guys. A fire in New York City, if it doesn't, they're taken care of course it's going to burn for blocks and blocks and blocks. I'm sure they have fire departments in every block and all over the place.
You could say everything now, all of a sudden, this year has been all about fires. We had the wildfires in Quebec. Then it moved into Canada. Then we obviously had them here. Then
we didn't have them. But every year in certain places, of course, there's fires, and that's what happens.
But there was where a domino effect where it came here. Then it was in California, Arizona, and now we see in Maui. So, is this coincidence? I don't know, Heshy. It's really strange.
When you have fires in the woods or in non-rural areas, I understand that. And then, of course, it spreads, and the people who live in that non-rural area get affected.
Right.
This is not a non-rural area. This is an actual city, a place where everybody goes. This fire, I don't believe is conspiracy again. But COVID, everybody tells me, is conspiracy or not conspiracy. I'm helping a doctor now who was blackballed from our local hospital because he didn't want to take the shot. And he didn't believe in COVID. I'm now going to help him get a job, and of course he's going to follow the rules. But again, look at us. We're still in this conspiracy world.
Listen, Heshy, I was in the Staten Island Mall on Monday, and there were people still out with masks. You would never. I
know.
It's like...
When I see people with me, people used to scream at me and curse at me that I didn't have my mask on during COVID. I now actually embarrass these people who wear masks. I don't understand. You're walking around in shorts and slippers and everything, and whatever. We got him on. He says we got him on. We got our guest co-host Kevin Stone. Kevin, are you on the show? Is he on?
How you doing, Kevin?
Kevin, we were making a little fun of you because we want you to hypnotize I don't know if you're a Democrat. I hope you're not. But if you are, we would like you to hypnotize them to become normal. Is that possible? No, huh?
Absolutely. This is what I do. This is what I do. Make everyone normal. Take away all issues and make everyone normal.
Wow. First of all, I do believe in hypnosis. I know that it's worked. But here's a funny question before Tom asks you one. And I know you're going to make fun of me, and I don't care. And I know you're a very famous person. Is it true that when you hypnotize somebody, you can track, and don't laugh, Tom, to see if he had any past lives?
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
Positively, absolutely.
You've hypnotized, and people who have been in previous lives have come out and spoken to you?
Yes, absolutely. But here's the issue with that, Heshy. The thing is, I do them, and I get a lot of calls from them. And I'll share a story with you if you want.
Please.
About a lady who was able to get her pain fixed that she had for over 30 years. And she was a very wealthy woman from Connecticut.
Okay.
And she went to every specialist in the world because she had the resources. And they put her on drugs. She went into surgery, yada, 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 right? Finally, she found and discovered me. She flew all the way to California. I had 6 sessions with her, took her into a past life. Now, long story short, It was like a movie, and they generally are, where she was basically coming across from the east to the west in the old Western days in a covered wagon. And midway, a fight broke out. So, as you know, the wagons get into a circle, and then the Indians were shooting arrows and they were shooting fire arrows and whatnot. And one of the arrows got through the covered wagon, and she had shoulder pain here. And she had this for, like I said, a long time. And so basically took her to her past life. Of course, back in those days, they couldn't cure pain properly. So we took her in the past life, cured the pain, and voila, after all that time, she was cured from her pain in a past life session.
Wow. I want to ask you, you actually believe in past lives?
No.
I know a reincarnation, but I don't believe in it. I don't believe that I
No.
had a past life. People say I did, but I don't believe in it.
Yeah. No. Here's the thing. And I don't want to confuse anyone, but since you brought it up and you're very transparent, I love that because so am I, right? Because I'm from the East Coast too, by the way.
Rhode Island.
So it's good to talk to, it's good to talk to my
That's
people.
not East Coast. That is like the better fancy people. You're not a street guy.
Hey,
These-
we might have listeners out there from Rhode Island. We have one in Cleveland,
Okay,
Ohio.
okay. No,
out there.
I like Rhode Island. Don't get me wrong. You know, Rhode Island was one of the first.
What's the matter with Rhode Island?
I love Rhode. No, you're better than us. We're street people over here. You guys
That's
are
true.
You guys are
I'm
fancy
from
people,
Rhode Island
Kevin.
originally. I'm originally from Rhode Island.
I know. We're making fun of you. You're better than us.
Oh. All right. So no, I don't believe in the past lives. There's no scientific evidence or proof. Now, I've done hundreds and thousands of them and have been very instrumental in helping people to help themselves get through whatever issues they're trying to deal with in that past life. But like you, my friend, there's no scientific evidence. So for me, if there's no evidence, there's no validity. But is it therapeutic? Absolutely, positively. That's why I continue to do them.
No, I agree with you. Anything to help somebody, especially a hypnotist and a hypnosis a therapist like you. We have people. I mean, you're just wonderful. We have people that have special mental health issues, and you help us. You save. I mean, I do believe in hypnosis, even though it's never worked for me, and because I really didn't try it all. The truth of the matter is, you want to know the truth, Kevin? I'm scared of you. I'm scared that you're gonna make me say something or get one of my dark secrets out or make me do something.
You of all people, Heshy?
I'm not scared, but
Heshy.
if I lose control, people say you lose control, and I've never. That's why I don't drink and do drugs because I never want to lose control. And I know you hypnosis. If you get me, you're gonna crush me and make me dance naked on the street.
Well,
and
that's
I'm
why
dead.
we have to go to hypnosis.com to find out more information about Kevin.
That's right. What's his website?
Hypnosis.com.
Hypnosis.com.
No, hypnotist.com. That's another site.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm hypnotist.com.
Okay.
Do you,
Thank you.
My question is, you've cured pain of people that, so you're telling me, don't get angry, that most pain is really what's it called again? Somatic?
Psychosomatic.
Right,
Yeah.
so it's really all in my brain. Because I know about this holistic healing, and I don't believe in that either. People say they could do it. Their mind does anything. Is that true? The mind can do anything?
What you think is what you become, period. The mind is a very powerful resource that if you program it properly, you're able to get what you need. Now, there's a lot of laws that are out there, universal laws, right? Like the law of reciprocation. What you put out is what you're going to receive. It's very similar to, again, the higher power, which is God.
Right.
So if you pray, it's the same concept.
I believe in God. Everything else, he always tells me, Tom, karma, believe in karma. There's no karma.
Wow.
God's going to repay me, and God rewards me. And if I do good, I'll get it. And the world, there's a reason. But
The humble shall seek the earth, Heshy.
Yeah.
The humble shall seek the earth, right?
And we've got comments already about this, Heshy, because our friend Lenny, of course, Lenny the Cop, says that's a scary sight. You are basically in the street doing not dressed too well. And our good friend Anthony Finkel says, what you think you become, amen. But, Kevin, I had a question.
Absolutely.
I want to ask one more question. Kevin, why do the stars come to you? I mean, they're rich, they're powerful. What could you, I don't want you to tell us who or what, but what could you really do for them? Do they have mental problems? Is that why they're coming to you, or what's their issues?
It's just not the stars or the celebrities. It's heads of state, government,
Wow.
people in power, kings, queens. I can go on and on. The list goes on. My reputation is
Yeah,
global.
I see that. But what is their request? What are you doing for them?
Whatever it is, look, we're all human. We're all built the same. God
Right.
created all of us to be equal, and we all have issues. It doesn't matter what levels of success that you appear to achieve in our world, you still have issues as a human being. So, confidence, self esteem, smoking, weight, we all have the same issues. It doesn't matter who you are.
Well, confidence is a great point because I speak with a lot of basketball players and wrestlers, and the big theme when they get into kind of that moment or prepare for something big is they need to
Yeah.
have that confidence to believe in themselves. And, speaking about some of the things you've done, I was so curious about this, Kevin, because you had some experiences with the late Screech from Saved by the Bell when you were on the Celebrity Fit Club. Can you talk about that? Because I was so fascinated because I've had people actually
What
message
happened?
me.
What happened to Screech? Did he?
He's no longer with us,
Why?
unfortunately. Well,
He passed on.
yeah, he
Right.
passed on, but kind of talk about that because you were so fast. You had a whole bunch of different celebrities on that show, and what was
Yeah,
that
you can
like?
go check that video out too. It's online. It's on my YouTube channel if you want to go check that out. But
Yes.
basically, what most of the celebrities, most of these famous people that everyone's aware of, is the issues are the same as us, as anyone else. Okay, so it's confidence, it's self-esteem, it's
How do you fix
addictions.
confidence? How do you fix confidence? I understand smoking and eating and drugging and all that. Confidence. How do you make me more confident? If I'm not confident, if I'm low, I mean, maybe even depression I can understand. But how do you give me more confidence?
It's very easy, my friend. Very, very easy. Because look, when you were a boy, right? You were going through the stages of development and growing as to become a man. It doesn't mean that those issues were corrected during those stages. So a lot of us men with the worldly pressure is put upon us is to do certain things. And if we don't complete those things, it affects our ego, it affects our self-esteem, it affects that confidence, right? And so it's about the programming. It's how you program this right here, this very powerful resource, which is your brain. What you do with that is what the outcome is going to become. So, I, as the hypnotist, recreate a sleep like state. And basically, your brain is your computer, it's your hard drive. And we take out the negatives and replace with positives. That's the simplicity of it.
I'm going to ask you a question that you're not going to like, and most of my audience is going to get angry, and especially Tom.
Why?
But here we go.
Why are we not going to like it? All questions are good
No,
questions.
no. You're not going to like this. I'm a Jewish man, and my
Yeah.
faith and Christian and all the religious people, we do. And to my fans who are gay, I have no problem with this. But here's my point to my Kevin. We don't believe in homosexuality. We don't believe for sure in transgender. Now,
Right.
if my not my kid, God forbid, but my cousin or whatever is gay, and I say to him, I don't want him to be gay anymore, and I bring him to you. Can you program him not to be gay? Can you program somebody who's crazy in their head thinking that he's transgender and say, look, you're making a mistake, let's hypnotize you and take it away from you? If that would be great, I have a lot of business for you. Hello?
So here's the thing. Here's the thing, Heshy.
I knew you'd
You're-
get angry. Go ahead.
I'm not angry about anything. That's a valid question. I think everyone thinks about those things, but you vocalize it, and that's
And
that's
just
the
remember,
beautiful.
in the early 50s and 60s, or when people were gay, the parents took them to special schools or places to reprogram them.
They did shock treatment with them.
Yeah.
They did all kinds of negative behavior modification systems that obviously didn't work, right?
And ruined them for
And
the
so-
rest of their lives.
I really look. You're a Jewish man. Christians believe the same thing.
Right.
Any religious organization is gonna say basically what you've just said. It's biblical, Heshy. That's biblical what you said. Okay, so it's not something that again that it's very
No,
controversial.
I'm not even worried about that. My point is I'm a
Oh, right.
father
Can
or
we
mother.
change?
I want
the
Kevin.
individual?
I want Kevin to fix my kid and make him
So
stop
I've got a
being gay.
few funny comments.
No, I want Kevin to know. Can you
Okay.
change somebody's idea on sexual behavior?
If the individual is willing to change in whatever programming that they have that they know doesn't feel right, doesn't sit right within their own physiological body, absolutely positively can be reprogrammed to do exactly what they want to do. Anyone, doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, black, white, Jewish, Christian, doesn't matter.
Well, you can't make me black to white and white to black. That's not going to happen. Go ahead, Tony.
So I had a few comments. Obviously, Kevin, somebody wanted me to be hypnotized live. Our good buddy Josh Bailey and Lenny the cop wants me to believe that I'm actually Jim Morrison, but I think you kind of answered that point, so I'll give Lenny a pass. But I was curious, just kind of from your experiences, what's the Laugh Factory like? Obviously, you do stand-up comedy. I know you have a gig coming up on August the 19th.
Where's your
I do.
gig?
In California.
This Saturday
at the Laugh
in
Factory.
San Diego.
Yeah, so kind of talk about that. I have a lot of friends out there in San Diego. I'm friends with a lot of wrestlers out in that area. So
Send them down. We're doing 2 shows.
That's why I
on
wanted
Saturday.
to promote that. So kind of talk to me about, being a comic in a place like the Laugh Factory with such a long and rich history in stand-up comedy.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. There's 2 components to me. There's a great introduction, by the way, Heshy, where I am board certified. I take this very seriously. I have a big clinic in Beverly Hills, and that's where everyone comes to see me for the medical side, right? I'm also on staff at some major, well-famous known hospitals here in Los Angeles, like White's Memorial, right? For pain management and different things. The other side.
What is your success rate, may I ask?
98%.
98%.
98%.
You are successful 98% to remove pain. Wow. Okay, go ahead.
That's why I'm known globally. If you even Google me, I'm the guy who comes up. Why? Because of my success rate of being able to help people to help themselves. It has really nothing to do with me, and any good doctor is going to tell you that, Heshy. Where, again, I'm giving you the tools. I'm giving you what you need to change your life in the way you want to change it. So it really has nothing to do with me.
Well, I need you to help me get something in my head to win an election because I can't seem to win. Maybe we could work that out. Hypnotize my entire community.
Because you're not doing something to be able to, again, we talked about this earlier in the program, law of reciprocation. That's a universal law, by the way.
Kevin,
okay, it's not my law.
I'm flying out to California. I'm coming. Kevin, please don't charge me a lot. Can I get some kind of a discount? I'm broke, really. I'm a community activist. I'm not one of your rich celebrities. I'm just a lowly YouTube
You're serving
guy.
up the people, my friend, just like myself.
I had a quick question because you said your career path changed when you were in Cedars-Sinai Hospital, which is a big hospital, obviously, out there in California. Can you talk
one of the most famous hospitals in the world?
Yep.
That's where all the celebrities go when they get sick.
Correct. So can you talk about that moment for the audience here and why that kind of changed the path that you went on to being where you are today with us?
Absolutely. Well, it was 2 paths, and we were kind of talking about it a little bit with the entertainment side, right? That was kind of the vehicle, and I still do it to this day to continue to promote so people can understand, so they can see it for themselves right there in front of them, what the power of hypnosis does and how it can change people's lives. Because I've changed so many people's lives just in a comedy hypnosis show. And we can talk about that with a smoker, 40 years, 2.5 packs a day, Camel non-filter, stopped within 2 minutes of after the show. So I'll tell you about the Cedars-Sinai event where I went to college for this. And there's only one college. It's in Tarzana, California. It's an accredited college. And I didn't take it seriously, but I went because I was in between jobs. And every time I'm in between jobs, I go back to academia, right? I have a curiosity. I love to learn. So I went back in, and I always had an interest in hypnosis since I was a boy. So I go to college, and I'm in there for the credit. So I'm that guy in the back of the room, class clown, me and a couple of other guys. So we go on a field trip to Cedars-Sinai to watch hypnosis being performed with a lady, a world-famous opera singer, who was going to have a C-section. Wow. And so she knew we were going to be there, and it was a 2-way mirror like a police station, and we sat there. The doctor comes in. Now, he had already had 6 sessions with her, so she was already prepped. He comes in, he hypnotizes her instantly. She goes into hypnosis. Now, she was told that anytime she felt any discomfort or pain, that she was to let out an opera note because she's an opera singer. No epidural, no drugs, nothing. We're waiting for the C-section now to happen. It does happen. She has the baby. I'm standing in the back with the other goofy guys, and my jaw literally drops to the floor. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
She never let an opera know. She never called for the nurse to do the epidural, the drugs, nothing. Straight hypnosis. I was amazed. So as I started taking it seriously, and we would get hypnotized on Saturdays with each other. We would practice on each other. And the first thing that I did was stop biting my nails. So, and it continued from that point. I've been doing this for over 30 years now. And so that's why my passion, like yours, Heshy, you're a person of, you're a servant of the people. You want to become that person, right?
All my
And
life.
I'm the same. I'm here to help people to help themselves. And hypnosis is a very natural, organic resource that is available at any time.
I love this. I mean, you're starting to intrigue me. I'm going to make a funny joke. If I can bring Linda to you and ask you to maybe tell her to stop fighting with me in one of your sessions, like every time she's ready to scream at me, she should just jump up and down and cook me a spaghetti or something.
It sounds like E.T. or something.
I know.
I don't know.
I just don't want her to stop screaming. When she screams at me, man, like today, she started screaming at me a couple of bucks. She's, I'm taking it out of your allowance. I said, stop it. When I told her the hypnotist is going to be on my show, I said,
Hypnotist.com.
I know that. I told her I'm going to wipe off her memory of all the money she took from me.
So it's really not Linda that we need to hypnotize. It's you, Heshy.
I know. That's it. And Linda will pay. I know that.
With your money.
I know,
Linda's going to do Linda.
Thank you for switching sides, Kevin. I love you too. A very important question that I want to ask you. I've read about this, that there's something called mass hallucinations. Is that something that you guys create, and then we actually see something that doesn't exist, or is that a fib?
No, absolutely. So if I tell you, do not think of a pink elephant, what did you just do?
Of course, I knew that it was fake, but yeah, okay. But again, I'm thinking of it. I didn't see it. I'm not dummy. Of course, I'm thinking. I think a lot of
there you go.
Like
That's the basic form of the hallucination and the mass hypnosis. Now, you're in politics, so I already hinted to you, my friend, that I deal with a lot of government, a lot of officials.
Right.
So if we go back a little bit, and I'll tell you who the natural hypnotist is, who was our past president, Donald Trump, natural hypnotist.
Wow.
Who used the techniques and studied the techniques was Obama. So he did something what was called neuro-linguistic programming and the hypnotic techniques to allow himself to continue to do what he was doing in office. Trump comes along, he's a natural hypnotist. Doesn't even know it, doesn't even understand why or what. He just does it from the gut, right? He does it from the heart. And sometimes he's so transparent that, again, he comes off as who he is, right? And he's a New Yorker. So a lot of people in the rest of the world, Midwest, even here in California, they don't understand that.
New York personality,
Yep, they just don't. And even when I came here over 40 years ago, it took me 5 years to adapt to the culture in California. That's the simplicity of it, right? Yeah. So just to give you a little insight, because we could spend hours on this as to how they use the applications. Advertisers use it very, very, very heavily.
Yes, that I know.
As to suggestibility.
But they keep repeating it so many times to you. Of course, you're going to sing 2 whole beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, because you hear it a million times. Or when you hear the phone number 1-800-DANCE, or whatever it is, you get the hang of it. We know how the pitch goes. But in your case, it's a few sessions, and you change my life. That is
or not even a few
Forever.
sessions. It can happen in an instant.
Wow. I love this. I'm proud that you do that, because so many people need your help and so many people are lost. And we in New York City have so many issues of mental health. And you're just one of our solutions. I wish that I'd like to use, if I get elected, which I'm hoping me and Tom do it, I'd like to maybe use your idea.
Heshy. Here's the problem already. There is no if.
I know there's
no woulda, shoulda, coulda. You see, it's already in. So again, this is how you're programming your mind.
Go ahead.
Right? If I do this, guess what? You're not going to do it. It's the same thing as trying. There is no trying. How do you try something? Either you do or you don't.
I do.
Right.
I agree.
So here's the programming already how you're programming yourself with your own verbalization and that little voice we have inside of our head. You're doing that. Well, if this, if that. We talked about confidence earlier, right? That's an indicator for me right away that you understand what you can do for the public and for your community, but you're giving the wrong signals. If,
Right.
what, shoulda, no. Already, that's a subconscious reaction. We're picking that energy up, right? Did you ever hear Obama say if? You ever hear Trump say if?
No
No.
successful politician doesn't say if. They always say when or
Bingo.
we. You know,
Now.
and I know
I'm
some
When or now?
I usually get to the job. I'm never scared of anybody. I'm never scared of facing them down.
No.
But you're right. I'm thinking of the future as an if because I'm not sure. But you're right because I want to win.
You should
I'm
be
trying
sure.
to win, and me and Tom have done our research, our collections. We're on a full force basis. We actually believe we're going to win, but again, we are numbers people, and we understand the game, and we know in our
Right.
community, like Trump, but
Right.
we're not Trumpers. We know behind the scene politics.
very quickly, because I know obviously time is only precious.
go ahead.
You had actually speaking of things you've actually done. You actually were interviewed by a friend of mine who's kind of had those experiences where he kind of overcame something really big called Savio Clementi. Savio is a life coach. He was a stage 3 cancer survivor, and you were interviewed by him a few months back, and he's kind of an example of maybe somebody that, you know, would have been the type of person that you would speak about that would have, you know, overcame all those obstacles. I mean, do you have any memories of maybe that interview or anything in like why his story was so kind of like
I wish I did. You know, I do probably 7 interviews a week.
Okay, fair enough.
I do so many, so it's hard for me to recollect.
But you do work with. I'm sure you work with cancer patients, and what do you do with
absolutely,
that? And
absolutely, yeah. So let me ask you another question, Heshy. Do you think Abraham Lincoln ever said if?
I know Abraham Lincoln went through a depression. I've read about that.
Yes, he did.
Okay,
But he recovered quickly.
Yes, he did.
And how many times was he rejected in public office before he became the president of the United States?
I carry the Constitution. I want Abraham Lincoln is. I'm an historian in school, and I love Abraham Lincoln. I always bring him up all the time. I do a lot of his quotes. And again, I believe in myself. Don't get me wrong. I'm not scared to fight.
No, I believe you do.
sometimes-
You're a man of confidence.
But sometimes
But there's still that little bit
It's
that
right,
you're
because
giving
you
off subconsciously that you're not aware of. I just pointed that out
Right,
for
no,
you.
no, and I know
on
that
a public forum. I didn't mean to.
No. I'm happy because I know I'm not scared to get criticism and my flaws. The problem that I have is I'm also realistic, and when I help people that are in trouble or loss of buildings, I tell them, listen, I know what the light at the end of the tunnel looks like, and I'm going to get you there like you would get us there. But sometimes we have to be realistic on the path we're going to take, or we have to be prepared for failure and then prepare another journey or another path. I'm ready for the worst in every case, even though I think it's wrong, but I have to be because I see it in my city every day that we fight back and they come after us again, and people do give up. Not me, but people give up. I feel bad.
Because of the obstacles. That's exactly what we're talking about. Human behavior. Once we get rejected, once we get shot down, once we go through exactly what you're explaining, this is where the mind starts to program itself and it loses that confidence. It becomes a self-esteem issue. And then you start to beat yourself up internally.
Wow.
And so this is why we're not able to achieve our highest potential, our ultimate potential of what we're capable of.
And that's what brings on depression as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely, because because people don't have the resources, or they go to the doctor and they put them on heavy medication, and then
why
they
does
become
that
lethargic.
help? Why does the medicine help if it's only a mental thing that we can cure with just self-confidence?
It's only for some people, though. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that only takes them to a certain level as well. They don't get above and beyond. See, sports figures deal with the same issues, right? Because look, they have a very short lifespan. Doesn't matter what sport. They know
average
that at
athlete's
some point,
4 years. That the average career of an athlete is 4 years.
Really? I thought
That's
20.
it.
I've seen
No,
them 20 years.
The average athlete in every sport, the 4 major sports, baseball, basketball, football, and hockey comes out to
All of
actually 3.8 years. That's it.
Wow.
That's it. And that's if they don't get injured.
Yep.
You see? So they're dealing, look, all sports, just like life.
And in
my
pro
friends.
wrestling, it's actually less than that because there's far more greater risk of injuries.
Hulk Hogan was his wrestler for
Absolutely.
25 years.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan had 25 knee operations in a decade.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and not only that, he had back issues as well.
Yep.
But that's another story.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. So they have to, everything is mental. It's all here. It's programming to be their best at their maximum potential. Kobe, Brady, I can go on and on. All these guys used hypnosis.
When can you start working on programming on a person? How young do you think? I mean, I'm not trying
5 years old.
5 years old, they would understand already how to be programmed.
I do it all the time.
So I have a 4-year-old.
Parents call me all the time.
Please help her.
I have a 4-year-old granddaughter that is crazy. I mean, not crazy. She knows how to. Matter of fact, I think she's a hypnotist because she ends up tricking me. That girl is great. She actually cons me out of the world, and she's only 4.5. It's impossible. I thought I was smarter than her, but I'm not, Tom.
Well,
No,
I mean,
because you're suggestible to her. That's why. Just like, and that's what it's all about.
She calls me Big H, not Grandpa and everything. And Big H, she knows how to melt my heart. She's tricky. She's teaching the 2-year-old how to play the game too. She has a new partner. Kevin, you are like we've never had a guest that just made us happy like you. I mean, you've inspired me, and you've given me thought that, hey, maybe it's not as bad as we think it is, and we can fix it, and we can fix others.
Absolutely. Absolutely, positively. You just need the tools to do it. And we're not taught those tools. The tools that I teach are the natural organic tools, and they call it hypnosis, right? But they're not, we don't, nobody teaches us these things. Our school systems don't teach it. It's just not available. It's become more commercialized. Back when I got into this, over 30 years ago, we couldn't even call it hypnosis because people were terrified of it.
Yeah.
And still are, because obviously, you told me you were afraid and all this.
I
Don't look
am.
into my eyes, Heshy,
I know.
because you might go into hypnosis. And who's to say?
I'm looking at you. Do your comedy show? What I mean, is it that you're making fun of people as they're hypnotized? Or?
Absolutely not. Never. That was always my motto. Matter of fact, when I first graduated from college with this and became certified, I was encouraged to do a show, and I said no because I was a serious clinician and I was in the medical field now, and we don't do comedy hypnosis. Those people are below us, beneath us. And so, very quick story. There was a well-known producer here in Hollywood. He lived in the hills, and there was a woman who used to do a lot of comedy hypnosis shows on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, and her name was Pat Collins. And she was a wonderful, beautiful woman. She mentored me, and it's not a story for another day. But anyway, so he would call me up because they had already heard about me, and I had a clinic, a small little office in the Valley where I was at. And he would call me up and go, "Hey, I'm having a party, and I want you to come by, and I want you to do some stuff like Pat Collins did. I want you to do some comedy stuff." I go, no, I don't do that kind of thing. I don't do comedy hypnosis. I'm a medical clinician. So this went on for over a year. So finally he sends a courier to my office with a blank check. It says, "I'm having another party, and there's going to be a lot of A-list celebrities there. I want you at this party. I want to have some fun. I want them to connect, and I want to do some comedy stuff and just have them experience hypnosis. You don't even have to do comedy stuff. Just come and hypnotize people." So I'm looking at the blank check, and I'm thinking to myself, hey,
why not?
So
right?
he goes, "You fill that out. Whatever you think your time is worth, I won't even bat an eye. You fill out the check." Oh, okay. I got a blank check. All right. I filled out the check. I showed up that night.
Wow.
And I'm not going to tell the amount, but back in those days, even it was a lot of money. Okay. So I filled the check out, and that's the start of how I started doing the comedy, started to realize the impact that I had, because I wasn't doing your traditional comedy stage hypnosis show. I was interacting and showing people how hypnosis works and how they can change their lives with it. So I decided, wow, that's a beautiful thing. I started traveling all over the world doing comedy stage hypnosis show. My show is very different, very unique, obviously, because when people come on the stage, they not only have a good time. I don't embarrass anybody, don't belittle anybody.
Good.
That's not my thing. Never was, and they know my reputation. So, but they know that they're going to benefit from the program. So when they're done having fun and we're all laughing and we're all having a good time, I'm going to give them powerful suggestions, like I talked about earlier with the smoker. 40 years, 2.5 packs a day, Camel Non-Filter, stopped just by being in a comedy hypnosis show.
Wow. Very good.
That's the benefit that they get.
Kevin, thank you for coming on our show. You are
So
wonderful.
you want to try something, or how much time do we have?
We have a few minutes. We have another 4
All
minutes.
right, let's
Go
try
ahead.
something. You want to try something or no?
I'm in.
Let's go.
Go ahead.
We're live on the radio.
We're live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram too. You
Yes.
forgot about that stuff. Go ahead.
We're live everywhere.
Go
Yes,
ahead.
we are.
Okay, so Heshy, put your pen down. Do you
Done.
smoke? Were you a former smoker?
I smoked three.
You know 'em already.
You do. I used to smoke 3 packs
I'm
a
gonna
day
tell
for
you
about
why.
25 years. I quit, and then I do the electric cigarette, and I go back and forth.
All
but
of it.
I hate cigarettes so much, and I'm working, thank God, on myself.
Yeah.
It's a struggle.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't even understand. It's a very big struggle every day to keep away from those cigarettes.
Oh, I know it is.
I smell it a
I know
block
it.
away.
I know. And so you see, a lot of people say, "Oh, Kevin, you must be psychic. Oh, you must be this." How did I know you were a smoker, Heshy? I don't know anything about you guys. Right?
Right.
You guys called me, and I actually came from another interview, and I sat down with this, and with some connection issues, and we got that all resolved. And here I am. Right? I'm going to tell you why I know you're a smoker. Just the way you're holding that pen. The entire time you've had that pen like you had a cigarette in your hand.
You're right.
And so I already know that you are a former smoker or current smoker, because you still have not only oral fixation, but you need something to have in your hand as if you're holding that cigarette. Those are subconscious reactions.
No, I knew that because when I quit smoking, I know that I'm a baby, and I know that half of the cigarette, or most of the time, it was just a mental problem. So I programmed myself over the years to always hold something or do an electric cigarette or put something to stay away from this, because I know I need that. What's it called again?
It's like
Because that's what smokers do.
You need a diversion.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what smokers do. That's what is called the behavior mechanism. Those are triggers. That's what allows you to continue to smoke.
Right.
You see? Because you're allowing yourself to continue to do those subconscious reactions, not even knowing it, but your brain knows it.
One
You see-
habit replaces another.
That's right. And here's the simplicity. The brain does not think for itself. Everything, now listen very carefully. From beginning of birth, everything is learned behavior. That means positive and negative. Okay? So right now we're talking about negatives that are smoking, because you know it's a health issue. We all know what the repercussions are of smoking.
Right.
But you're still doing certain behavioral things that is telling the brain it's okay to continue to do that. And see, I, as the hypnotist, break those subconscious connections and reprogram the brain just like the computer. But let's try something really quick, because I know we're running out of time.
Go ahead.
You guys ready?
I'm ready.
Always.
Okay. So take your hands, put them up like, and you know what? Anybody who's watching or listening, if you're driving, don't do this. I'm not hypnotizing anyone. I'm showing you the power of suggestion, power of subconscious, exactly what I just talked about very briefly. And I'm going to show you how that works. Okay. Everyone take your hands, put them up like this, put them like this. Okay.
Like this?
Just like this.
Okay.
Together.
Yeah.
Like you're praying.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah. Now fold them down just like that.
Like this.
Yeah. Remember the old church and steeple? No, put your fingers together. Interlace.
Lost the video
Interlace
stream.
like me. Watch me. Follow me. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Follow that. There you go. Now take your two fingers, put them up like that.
Which I can't see him.
The index fingers, put them up.
Index. Go ahead.
Yeah. Put them about 1 inch apart.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Now don't look at me. Look directly down the center of your two fingers. Concentrate on my voice. You'll find it starting right now. Those two fingers will start to move in closer and closer together. If there's two magnets on each finger, continue to pull and tug and pull. Closer, closer, closer. They're going to touch. When they do touch, you're going to reach out to your suggestibility. Pulling and tugging, pulling closer, 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 touching. Good. Relax. Do you feel like you were hypnotized?
I was actually fighting you, man.
I know you were.
It's
I
not
know you
possible.
were.
I'm a big. Look at that.
I mean,
You
the two
could have
fingers,
stayed there
I did
all
feel the two
day.
fingers, yeah.
What did you do?
Look, you could have stayed there the entire time with your fingers spread and resisted, but you didn't. So this is what is called environmental hypnosis.
No,
I've
I
already
did
basically.
I did resist. I did resist.
I know you did. But see, I use certain words, certain verbal cues to talk to your brain to tell your fingers what to do.
Wow.
That's hypnosis in its purest form.
You are cool, Kevin.
Hypnotist.com, by the way. August 19th, we have the show coming up in San Diego.
Kevin.
Oh, listen, I'm going to give you guys a gift. You want a gift?
Yeah.
I don't do this for every interview. I'm going to do it with you guys because I have a connection. I feel connected. I feel like one with my people again on the East.
Good.
You know,
when you come here, I'm going to buy you a corned beef sandwich, and do not hypnotize me, okay? Because it's going to be a big, thick one.
What deli we're going to go to?
Essen Deli on Avenue Jane Coney, the
That's a good
best
one.
kosher deli in town.
Don't take him to the mill.
That's right.
Listens better.
That's right. That's right. See, my wife's from New York too. So.
I'll take care. We'll give her a bigger sandwich.
Absolutely. So here's the thing. Anyone who's listening to this program, anybody who's watching this program, anybody who's tuned into this program, and I'm going to make this for the next week. One solid week because we're live today, correct? This isn't going to broadcast.
We are live
right now.
So
everywhere.
1 week from today, which is next Wednesday, anyone who emails me, and I do answer my own personal emails. It may take me a little while to get back to you, but I answer my own.
Me too.
I don't have my secretary do it. So anybody who emails me with this show in the subject line, and then gives some comments about, hey, I like the show. It was informative. I got some great new information out of it. I'd like to learn more. I'm going to send everyone an MP3 program on self-hypnosis, on how to take yourself into self-hypnosis, into hypnosis to change your life. All the instructions are on the MP3 program. It is a $500 programming system. I'm giving it to all the listeners. Anyone who emails me from this program with the subject line, The Heshy Show. What is the name of your program?
Just enough Heshy. Can we hypnotize you with the right name? Nobody else knows.
I never knew. I never knew. Like I said, I came from another interview. I was on CBS, and then I got to do ABC after I'm done with you. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Anyone who emails me in the subject line and then tells me, hey, we hated the show. We don't like Heshy's sidekick. Whatever. I don't like his shirt. He looks like he just got out of prison. Whatever they want to say.
They might be right about that.
And that's Hollywood Hypnotist, Kevin@gmail.com?
No, just go to hypnotist.com.
Okay.
And then you can email me right from the webpage and then spend time on the website. We made it a point to give more education. There's several layers of pages on that website to give you more information about hypnosis. How can you apply it to your own personal lives?
Beautiful. Thank you, Kevin. We're getting off the air in 2 minutes. I'm losing him. He's saying something.
Thank you, Kevin. Obviously, August 19th, see you at the comedy show, hypnotist.com.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate
Tell your friends to
time.
stop by and tell them to say hi.
I will. Thank you so much.
You guys are a pleasure. May God bless all of you and all the listeners.
God bless you, my brother. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye. I love him. I love him.
I told you it was a good one.
I told you it was a good one. We're going to have to be saying goodbye in about a minute to our audiences at which stations?
620 WSNR, 93.5 WVIP, and 1640 WJPR. Also want to get to some comments here.
Right.
People are watching from upstate New York. Also, Josh Bailey, my buddy Josh Bailey, said he's pulling over off I-80 right now to be hypnotized. Anthony Finkel loved it. Lenny, of course, has got his Lenny-like comments here. Lenny's Lenny, basically.
I love Lenny. You know, I'm in love with Lenny. Lenny, I'm in love with you, not a homosexual way, just for your knowledge. As you can see, I was hypnotized.
Christopher Messi, I have to give a big shout out to Christopher Messi.
Oh, yeah?
He's here. He says
Wow.
he's proud to call you a friend.
I love Chris.
And also, Yehuda Silber also wants to say...
You know, Christopher and me spent Passover together with his whole beautiful family.
And I know he's got the show Messy Times, which is
Yeah.
out there. Want people to go on his YouTube page. Had a new show recently out. Yehuda Silber also wants to say... Good Hebrew month.
You got 10 seconds. So thank you, everybody, from all the three
620,
channels.
1640,
and do me a favor. Stick with Trump. I love Trump. He's not going away. And now we're going to continue with, now they're gone.
The last few minutes, yes.
But I have a question for you, Tom.
Yes, sir.
Now that we're off of the live stations, but we're only on YouTube and Instagram, here's my problem with you.
You got a lot of problems with me.
No. I'm telling you, this idiot prosecutor, Fannie Willis, okay? She's a prosecutor, a little nobody, zero person that doesn't really theoretically exist on the human scale. She somehow got to indict Trump in some kind of a technicality in Georgia, which that President Trump was ahead by 160,000 votes.
Yep, Pennsylvania, all the states.
And all of a
That's
sudden,
what we talked about.
she now indicted a president for talking and saying it's not true. Not only indicted him, his entire cabinet, it's never happened. And even if he becomes, now my question is screw Georgia. He's president of the United States, it's a state. If he becomes president, he's never going to walk into Georgia. Can they, what's it called again?
Pardon?
Not pardon, he's going to pardon himself. But Georgia, you can't pardon only with a pardoning board.
Right.
So he loses no matter what. And it takes 5 years for you to be in jail before you even get a permission to be pardoned. My question is he never goes to Georgia. Can they? What's it called again when they transfer you from another state? They capture you and they send you to another state.
Are we talking about the RICO?
Not RICO, because that's the when they you're convicted in one state and you're free in another state.
It's like you can't cross the other state.
Right, but they can still bring you back, extradite you.
There you go.
So maybe Trump can never be extradited to Georgia.
Well, we might find out, right? Because there was a poll today that came out, Quinnipiac. If you believe the polls, it basically had Biden 47, Trump 46. National poll right now.
How could Biden have anything? He has the lowest polls in the history of presidency, and he's still going to...
It's the zombie vote. People are just zombies. They just, at this point...
The Democrat,
and also one of our listeners said extradite was the word. It was extradite.
Right. I just tell you one thing, that even if they convict Trump, he's not turning himself in.
Nor should he.
And how could the Secret Service go to a jail cell with him? And he just doesn't.
We talked about it a few weeks ago. Look at how they treat Trump compared to Hunter Biden. Think about it. Think about how...
Again, but doesn't the country see it?
The polarization.
I'm a religious man,
Yes.
Christian religion, Jewish religion. We're not taught to rebel or revolt against the laws. We have to, of course, adhere to the laws of the land. But when the laws of the land are wrong or they're acting crazy, now I know if I say revolution or fight back, that could be, what's it called again? I'm against the government. What am I again?
You're almost like anti.
And not anti, but when you talk against the country, when you.
Well, you're gonna sound almost like our guest next week on the show. Cheap plug, Larry Sharp. Larry Sharp, of course, the libertarian who ran for governor in 2018, will be live with us.
But like Snowden, what is he now?
Edward
He's a
Snowden,
traitor.
yes.
So they're gonna hold me as a traitor to the country because I don't believe in what they're saying. I know I'm tired of going to jail. I'm tired of arresting for speaking my thoughts. I'm tired of the police being little zombies, and I love the police, but I know they have a job, just like the doctors have a job in the hospital, just like I have a job, but I'm always fighting the system, and then when we beat the system then finds a way to change
It's
themselves.
like the sanitation worker we had on, Daniel Holkauer.
Yeah.
He wins his case, but he's still appealing. So that's just the way.
Just like that pecan meeting I went to.
Yep.
I went there, and these guys are supposed to defend the landlords. Instead, they just played the game for the higher ups because they made a couple extra dollars. And tomorrow's expo, they're letting me talk. They're letting me say what I have to say. So I'm going to say the truth to these people, and I'm telling them, fight back. Fight back, because you know what? Maybe it's time. I'm scared to say the word civil war or revolution, but we need one because people are going into stores and robbing. Do you watch the videos?
Yeah, Lenny just brought it up here before we got out of
Robbing
here.
stores, shooting people, stabbing people, doing whatever you want. And if you protect them, I'm watching videos every day, how they're emptying places, how they're going in hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Manhattan is it's almost like a movie.
Right,
now.
and I'm telling you, me and my friends, we protect our stores, and you know what? You waste all these millions of dollars to go get Trump. You spend hundreds of millions of dollars on my taxpayers' money to impeach him twice, and you lost. It's over, and they're going to get him. I'm telling you now, I was happy I was there January 6th. I'm happy I didn't go into the where was it?
It'll certainly never be over, but that's why we want everybody to tune in next week. And Larry Sharp will be here. You can follow me on Instagram at the Sports Report 2021.
We're finished. Play the music.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.